Hello, welcome, good evening. So, this particular session is a pre attempt for your SNAP tomorrow. I will go question by question and explain the methodology. I have not solved this paper. This is a PPT which has been created from a question paper. So it's a purely unsolved question paper for me. All right. So hopefully I can add some value with this particular question paper. So as you can see, the first question is a statement assumption, sorry, it's a cause and effect question. It's a very common NMAT style question. Okay, there will be two statements given. What is the cause, what is the effect? Simple. Make sure in this kind of a question tomorrow you do not apply high end logic. Okay, मतलब सुपर एनालिटिकल स्किल्स लगा के एकदम कुछ तिकड़म वो नहीं करना है. बस कॉमन सेंस इज मोर देन सफिशिएंट. इफ यू लुक एट ऑप्शन ए, the school has seen a remarkable increase in student performance in mathematics this semester. So a particular school has seen an increase in the performance. The school recently hired a well-known mathematician to revamp their curriculum. Now, the answer to this question is option. Which one is the effect? The A is the effect, B is the cause, right? Now many people would say here, oh, how is B the effect, how is A the cause? You might say that the mathematics teacher did not have anything to do with the performance, the children did well on their own. You might say all those things, but the point is snap does not rely on high end logic. Okay, so it's purely commonsensical. Because there is a relation. Recently the mathematics professor was hired, and you can just assume that because of this particular guy the performance increased. I hope this is clear. Now if I move to my next question, this is a conclusion type. Now this is where your syllogistic understanding comes into picture. I hope you have all covered syllogisms. Syllogisms is a very easy topic, very scoring. How would you go about it? Let me take my marker here so that I can draw the diagrams. Just a moment. Yes. So if you okay, I've made. Just listen to it and carefully understand the logic. Okay, all amphibians are snorkelers. So amphibians are a subgroup of snorkelers. So all amphibians are inside the snorkelers, right? So some snorkelers are dullards. Now there are many possibilities that go here, right? I will have to draw the diagram, I think. So for that I have to fix my board. Just a moment. Yes, now it's perfect. So let's say all amphibians are snorkelers, right? Now this is how you draw the diagram. And there is one more possibility. If all amphibians are snorkelers, the possibility is that all snorkelers are also amphibians. This is the second possibility. Okay. Now, if I take my statement 2, I will be superimposing statement 2 on this diagram. So some snorkelers are dullards. Now, dullards here, it can be D1, but this dullards can also extend to amphibians. So let's call this D2, right? Then there are many more possibilities. Right now, let's just draw two of them. Uh, don't make all the possibilities, it's a waste of time, right? Now, if you look at my conclusions, all snorkelers are amphibians. Now, as you can see, it is right in this case, but it is wrong in this case. So when it's not right in all the cases, it's wrong. It has to be right in all the cases. That's what a deductive conclusion is. Correct? So therefore, one definitely does not follow. Two, what about two? Two is some dullards are not snorkelers. Now, some dullards are definitely not snorkelers, I can see, but I can also make dullards here as like inside snorkelers, D3. Why can I make D3? Because it says some snorkelers are dullards in the second statement. So I could make all dullards are snorkelers, right? So I could make D inside S. So therefore, in one case it is wrong. Some dullards are not snorkelers. This is wrong. So if this is wrong, in one case, it is wrong. So neither conclusion 1 nor conclusion 2 follows. Were you able to catch the explanation? I'm going to the window once more, once to check for chat messages. Okay, great. So no chat messages means you understand the explanation very well, right? Okay, docs. Now here we have a vocabulary question. Choose an option which best captures the relationship similar to the given pair. Very common SNAP NMAT question. Transparent to opacity. First, define the relationship in this question in your mind. Is it a synonym? Is it an antonym? Is it a cause and effect? Is it a time thing? First, define what's the relationship here. Anything transparent is not opaque, so it's opposite, right? And what which option captures that exact relationship? Ignorant to knowledge. Simple. Don't go for finagling. By the way, finagling means deceitful acquisition of material. So if you are like using some devious means to acquire wealth, that would be finagling, and it has nothing to do with silence. But you didn't need to know that, because once you know that transparent is opposite to opacity, you know that ignorance is opposite to knowledge. Now you might want to question the parts of speech here. You might want to say, why isn't it okay, by the way, A captures the relationship also beautifully. So ignorant is an adjective, knowledge is a noun, transparent is an adjective, opacity is a noun. So no problem there also. See, you can also solve it this way: adjective, adjective, noun, noun, like that. But that should also always be, you should always try that after you have defined the relationship once. Okay, all right. Now this is our fourth question. In the following question, the given statement is followed by arguments for and against the issue raised in the statement. All right. Now, should colleges and universities switch to online classes as the primary mode of teaching? That's the main question. Arguments in favor? Yes. Online classes provide flexibility for students and teachers, making it easier for people from remote areas to access education. What a wonderful reason to say yes to this, right? I mean, look at, now you might want to say, should I use outside knowledge? Well, yes, you have to use outside knowledge here. These are your commonsensical questions. You cannot rely on technicality always. Look at India, for example. How many students are unable to get quality education, right? In especially in third world countries. So in that context, this gives a very good reason. Online classes provide the flexibility for students and teachers. Second, no. In person interactions in classrooms are essential for developing soft skills and fostering a sense of community among students. This makes offline classes more important. This gives offline classes more width and weight. So, this also is a good reason. What about option 3? Online classes? No. Online classes can lead to increased screen time, causing health issues. Now, if you are there listening to this, whatever you call this podcast or live session, whatever, if you are listening to this, what would be your answer to this? I will be waiting for 30 seconds here. Okay. What would be your answer, guys, to this? Go ahead. It's a marathon, so we'll have to be quick. I want to finish everything today in this. Both 1 and 2 are strong. Very good. Third is not strong. Can you tell me why? Third is not strong. Brilliant job done. Just let me know the reason. Why is third not strong? Okay, is very simple. You relied on instinct. Valid. Okay, instinct is very important in Snap to save time. Um, if you see the sentence in third, online classes can lead to increased screen time. Now, this can makes it a possibility, right? Yeah, Kamya, you are correct. It is just one aspect, but isn't it a very central aspect? I mean, if you know tomorrow, if you come to know tomorrow that, online sessions are creating a huge brain freeze and it's impacting your health, would you attend online sessions? Yes or no? Tell me. Would you attend online sessions if you come to know tomorrow that they are creating some psychological disbalance or some physiological disbalance? They're having real health impact. Yes or no? Just a Y or a N would do the trick. I'm sure no, right? So if it is no, then how can you discount it as saying that, it's just one negative aspect? The point is, it is the way it is phrased. You have to look at option 3 in the way it is phrased. Yes, so can, the way it is phrased, right? So can is the point. Now, if I had written instead of can in option 3, if I had written will lead to increased, it makes it a surety, right? In that case, you would choose 3, by the way. If you replace can with will over there, you would choose 3, because then it becomes a certainty. It's how it's about how it's phrased. I hope it's clear. We'll move on now, right? Okay, docs. Now, here we have another such question. Let's go with this. Right, right. So, if I go for the statement here, telecom minister says, with more structural reforms that are in the pipeline, the sector will become more appealing to companies other than the big three. What are the big three? You all know Deloitte, we have KPMG, right? These are some big companies are there. Big three, it's called. So he's saying that as more structural reforms will be coming, that will be coming in the pipeline, means they are about to happen, the sector will become more appealing to companies which are smaller. Okay. Assumptions. Now you are asked to find the assumption, the implicit statement inside it. The reforms are intended to attract more investments in the telecom sector. Now the point is, do you have any kind of do you know the intent behind the reforms, is the question. The intent is unclear, correct? I mean, why were the investments made? What was the reason? It will become more appealing to companies other than the big three. But why it will? So there's a, like, I downloaded this PDF. So the answer was option 1, by the way, which is option B. So the official answer is saying that 1 is implicit, but I would disagree here. There might be a mistake over there. Okay. The point is that the intention of the reforms are unclear. Clear? And since intention of the investments are unclear, you will not take 1 as implicit. It's going out of the scope. 5G spectrum is out of scope anyways. You don't have any mention of 5G spectrum. So second is also out of scope. In the original statement, do you have any mention of 5G spectrum? No. Simple. Right? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so here we have a vocab question. Irrationality to logic is what relation to what relation would you transpose here to antipathy to what? Antipathy is extreme hatred, right? Pathy, any pathy word comes from emotions. Sympathy, empathy, apathy, right? Apathy versus antipathy, what's the difference? Food for thought. Apathy is more like I don't care. Antipathy is like I actively will hate you. It's like antipathy is immediately after the breakup. Okay. All right. Kame has answered already. A, cordiality. Very nice. Awesome. You are already there. Very good. Cordiality is basically the opposite of antipathy, hatred. Right. Okay, dogs. Let's go for the next one. Alrighty. So what do we have here? Although China has militarized some waters in the South China Sea and deployed submarine launched ballistic missiles, SLBMs, it no longer has the confidence that it can defend the area should a conflict arise. So what are the takeaways? China has defended it, but China doesn't have the confidence that it can take care of it, right? Statement 2. China is rushing to build new intercontinental ballistic missile bases in inland desert areas. Now, high flung logic not allowed, all right? So you have got a statement 1 which is saying that it feels a lack of confidence in defending the area, correct? And intercontinental ballistic missiles can travel continents. That much is pretty clear. ICBMs, right? Then they can travel continents. So wouldn't two be the consequence of one? Perfect, right? Why would you want to build a intercontinental ballistic missile base? You would want to build a base so that you can defend South China Sea, right? Submarine launched ballistic missiles are not doing the trick. SLBs. Okay, it's a very aggressive country though. Yeah, that's personal opinion. Okay, let's go for next question here. Okay, we have a syllogisms question again. For this I will again have to make the Venn diagrams. Let's quickly do so. Alrighty, so we have statements: all forks are oranges, so we will make all of the forks. I hope you can see the diagrams that I'm making. Yes, you can. Perfect. All forks are oranges, right? You can also make it like this: all oranges are also forks. Don't ever forget to make this possibility when all x is y is given to you. Okay, no orange is gambling. So in the first diagram you will draw gambling here because no orange is gambling, and then the second one you will draw the diagram here: no orange is gambling. Simple, right? Now the point is, I started making the Venn diagram, but there are three statements involved. So what to do in this case? Let me quickly tell you. You should not make the Venn diagram right away, by the way. Okay, what you should do in when you have more than two statements like this is identify the ones that are needed. For example, wrists and forks. Now for wrists and forks you need all three. You see orange is connected here, right? And gambling is connected here. So then you can connect wrists and forks when you take all three. So in this case my diagram will be helpful. So let's quickly see. Some wrists are gambling, uh, so we can make wrists here, we can make wrists here also by joining these two, wrist 2, right? Now as you can see, some wrists are forks is a possibility. If I draw it as a W3, it's a possibility, not a certainty, because W can also be outside, right? Just a moment, my yeah. W can also be outside. So one is out, definitely. Some wrists are oranges. What about this? Again, it's a possibility. It is out. Some folks are gambling. That was never the case from the original statement, correct? And what about option 4? Option 4 is no gambling is a fork. Now, no gambling is a fork is a certainty for you, right? Because whenever you see gambling, it's outside oranges. Sorry, it's outside oranges, and that means it's outside fork. Perfect, right? So, therefore, the answer will be only 4 follows. I hope it is clear. Option C. Perfect. Kamya has gotten it absolutely right. Let's go for this. Um, Conclusion type. All right, let's see. You have to assume that everything is true. Always remember that in this sense. Okay, history's primary, sorry, we studied it from here. History is so compelling a subject because it encapsulates themes that resonate throughout time. What a wonderful sentence. So history is timeless, right? Power, weakness, corruption, tragedy, triumph. Political history captures all these themes. So first it was talking about history, and then it is talking about political history. Slight game changing there, right? History's primary purpose is to stand at the center of diverse and rigorous debate. Now, do I know that it's what the primary purpose of history is? It's a compelling subject because it does all these things, but what is its primary subject purpose? Do I have that information here in the statement? No. Political history is interesting and relevant irrespective of the time it is recorded. This is good. Why? Because it is timeless, right? It's already given to you. So 2 is the right answer. Let's see if Kamya has answered. Kamya, I was expecting your answer. You are very lively on the chat, huh? Okay, let's go for the next one. So okay, no, we have another statement here. No, so it's only which one? It's interesting and relevant perspective. This so only 2 follows. Do we have such something like that? Yes, option B. Okay. Oh no, you didn't get it. Okay, let's. Should I explain it once more, Kamya? If you didn't get it, like, should I explain it more, or you are okay with the understanding that I already gave? Okay, okay, perfect. All right. So now we have a course of action. Course of action is very important from a SNAP and NMAT perspective. Okay, it says, what does it say? It says a course of action is a step regarding blah blah blah. On the basis of the information, you have to assume everything's correct. Statement: most of India's defense budget is spent on pensions and salaries. Most of India's defense budget is spent on pensions and salaries. Course of action 1: pensions should be revised and lowered in budget. Whenever you are deciding on a course of action, ask yourself first, does it solve the problem? Does it really solve the problem? And the second question to ask is, if it does solve, can it be implemented? Can it be implemented? Because I might give you some impractical solutions, right? I mean, if I, let's say, give you a statement, Earth's population is increasing. Solution 1: kill everyone. Now, is it a solution to which can be implemented? No, but it does solve the problem. Remove the populations right away. So you have to take into account both the solution and the implementation. So let's look at option A. Does it do this? It kind of partially solves the problem. It lowered in order to regulate budget. I mean, the question is how low? Like, if it was 5, if you make it 4.9, does it really help, right? And we have another problem remaining, which is pension plus defense. So it does not really solve the problem at all. A joint committee of the 3 defense services should be formed to study the issue and suggest steps to address it. Now, this does solve the problem in the long run, and this can be implemented both, right? So, therefore, your answer will be only B. I hope it's clear. Yes, perfect. Perfect, Kamya. Good explanation there. Okay, dokes. Now find the grammatical function of the underlined word. My friends had to help me. Okay, there is no underlined word. When I was doing the PPT, it got left. I kind of left the underlining part. So let's take up a random word here and solve this question. Okay. Uh, let's take up a difficult word. For example, could. Now, what would you classify could as here? It's a verb, right? Past tense of can. So there is no option here for that. So let's go for, let's say, heavy. Let's go for two. This would be interesting. If I ask you, my friends had to help me as I could not lift the suitcase as it was too heavy. What would you classify two as? Is the question. Is it an adverb? Is it a conjunction? Is it a noun or an adjective? Let's, yeah, solve the question with two. Yes, it is an adverb. Remember, whatever word does not fit any kind of definition, it is an adverb. Okay. I So why is it an adverb in this case, you might ask? Because heavy is an adjective. Okay. So since heavy is an adjective, uh, and whatever is modifying the adjective, it is an adverb. Okay. So quick caveat here. The definition of adverb is anything that modifies a verb, anything that modifies other adjectives, and anything that modifies other adverbs also. Okay. All these three things an adverb can modify. So you can see that it's a kind of a genius part of speech where it can do everything. Adjectives can only modify nouns and pronouns. It's very limited, right? Adverbs can do all these three things. I hope it's clear. Example of the last. Example of the last, as in, I did not get the question. Kame, can you be a bit more like concise, precise with the question? Last, as in this one. Okay, example of the last one. Adverb modifying an adverb. Perfect. Okay. So if I say that I, let's take up an adverb, ran extremely fast. Okay. I ran extremely fast. Now, what is fast here? Fast is a modifier which is modifying ran. Correct. How did I ran fast. Now fast is an adverb, and what is extremely doing? Extremely is modifying fast, so it is another adverb for you. Understood, Kamya? Perfect. Move on. Okay, docs. Okay, so the question has a main statement that provides some information, blah 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 blah. Statement one. Okay. Statement one says this. Okay. Many people have become more productive while working from home. Please note the word many. Okay. It's not most. Most is majority of. Many is a very undefined quantity, like some. Remember. I mean, even two can be called many, by the way. Let's say there are 100 people in the room and only two are hungry. You can say many people are hungry. Okay. That's all. And that therefore, some and many have no real difference in logic. They are exactly same. Okay. However, a few kind of tilts the scale towards little. Sorry, a few is equal to some, by the way. Sorry, few tilts the scale towards very little. So it is kind of very less if you have the word few. Anyways, statement, we have many people have become more productive while working from home. Okay. Companies are reducing the size of their offices to save money. Okay. Now now main statement is what? The increase in remote work has led to a decrease in demand for commercial office space. Okay. Now what does statement 1 do to this? Obviously it kind of strengthens, right? Statement 1 is a very good strengthening option, right? But you will take it as neutral. See, the logic that I gave is working so well here. Many people have become more productive while working from home. This many does not do anything because it is a undefined quantity, this many. Okay, there are no options, right, with statement 1 as strengthen. That is pretty clear, right? Right. Therefore, so yeah, perfect. Companies are reducing the size of their offices to save money. Now this is perfect because this is generally about all companies. Okay. So therefore statement 1 is neutral, statement 2 strengthens. It's clear, right? Perfect. Let's go for this. The given statement is followed by arguments for and against. Again, same question. Statement is, should schools ban junk food to promote healthy eating habits in students? Yes, it will help in reducing obesity rates among students. Good argument, right? No, schools cannot decide what students should or should not eat, as it is a personal choice. Okay, this is a very dicey question, I would say. I've solved it many times. This question I've seen many times. Okay, so what would you say your answer is? I will abstain from solving this. Go ahead. What would you say your answer is to this? Waiting for your answers. No answers. Fast, fast. This is Snap, guys. Okay. B. Okay. If only argument 2 is strong. So why not option 1? Should schools ban junk food to promote healthy eating habits? Yes, it will help. Will is certainty. Okay. Help in reducing obesity rates among students. So now, to start with, is the obesity rate high? That is the question here. Okay. If the obesity rate is high, then it will be a very good solution, right? And option B says schools cannot decide what. So I kind of lean towards option B only over here. Let me give you the official answer to this. 13th is Delta, very Delta. So yeah, I was actually thinking Delta is a very good option because you can take neither here. Understand why? That first of all, option A says rates, obesity rates, which is out of scope. Okay, obesity rates is out of scope. And if I talk about option 2, schools are banning junk food from their premises. Schools are not banning it from their homes, right? I mean, schools will not come to your house and tell you, oh, you can't eat the burger right now. So is the school really deciding what students should or should not eat when it is banning junk food? It's not deciding that, right? For students, it is more like, okay, blanket ban, unhealthy food out of, healthy food all in. So it's not infringing on the personal choice of students. That's how you should think about this, and therefore neither argument 1 nor argument 2. Hope it's clear, guys. Let's go for the 14th question. We have got a passage here, small passage. Snap gives you like this: as a department head, you have been notified that your team has been underperforming for the past 2 quarters. Decision making sounds good. Hmm. So you are the manager. Okay, now imagine this. Okay, and your team has been underperforming for the past 2 quarters. After conducting a performance review, you find that Emily, one of the most experienced team members, has been facing difficulties with new software tools. Very good, Kamya. Let me come there. Okay. You are faster than I am. Please give me some time. Just a moment. One of the most experienced team members has been facing difficulties with new software tools. Her inability to adapt to the new tools is affecting her performance as well as the overall team's output. Option A, what would you do? Replace. So let's look at Kamya's option first. Enroll Emily in a specialized training program to improve her skills with the new software tools. Brilliant. That's the most diplomatic solution out there, right? Let's quickly eliminate the others. Replace Emily with a team member. If you replace, how can you replace the best team member, by the way, right? Most experienced out there. How can you replace her? She's irreplaceable. Reassign Emily to projects that don't require the use of the new software tools, making the best use of her existing skills. Then what about improvement and growth? And what about what about the growth of the company? You are limiting the most experienced employee. Overlook Emily's struggles with the new tools and continue. Okay, this though is definitely should not be done. Okay, you know why. Let's go for the next one. uh Alrighty, so we have another syllogism. Let's quickly make the Venn diagrams. So we have all slabs grains. Let's look at our conclusions. Horns and claws. Okay. What do we need to connect horns and claws? Claws, horns, middle term grains. Correct? So we need statement 2 and statement 3. Let's quickly make it. All grains are claws, right? No grain is a horn. All grain are claws. No grain is a corn. So horn. So you can make horn here. Horn is outside. Conclusion 1, some horns are claws. Definitely out, right? Conclusion 2, no horn is a claw. Now conclusion 2 is good because, just a moment, no horn is a claw. No horn is a claw looks good, but why do I sense something? All grains are claws. No grain is a horn, and no horn is a claw. Sounds too easy, right? So let's look at our official answer. Just a moment. 15th is your option C. All invalid. If you can prove that, then it becomes either. Neither is easy. Neither is none of them follows. Okay. Always make the Venn diagram. It's very important. Venn diagrams give you a faster way to solve. But I mean, a slower way. It is a slower way, but more accurate way. But if you use distribution method, that I will discuss in syllogisms class, how to use distribution and all rules, then it will be faster. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, we have got passage again. From 2000, bone density loss, a condition later found to be due to lack of vitamin D, was common among office workers in CTX who spent most of their time indoors. So whenever you are spending time indoors, you would lose vitamin D. Vitamin D loss would create bone density loss. Okay. Sunlight is a primary source of vitamin D. Interestingly, from 2010 to 2015, when the economic recession is economy going hit, many office workers lost their jobs or worked reduced hours. The incidence of bone density loss also decreased among these office workers. There is a clear correlation. This is called a correlation. Which of the following, if true, most helps to explain the decrease in the incidence of bone density loss? You have to explain this. Okay. With the recession, many office workers began spending more time outdoors, engaging in physical activities or farming for sustenance. Good option. People who spend too much time indoors often suffer from mood disorders out of scope. The moment you see mood disorders, out of scope. It was once believed that bone density loss was primarily caused by lack of calcium intake. It was once believed the primary cause. We don't really need all that information, out of scope. Effective treatment for bone density loss became widely available. Treatment, we are talking about the problem, right? So out of scope. Pretty easy. 16th is A. Let's quickly give it a check. I hope I'm on the right track. 16th is A. Perfect. Okay. Let's move on to 17th. Now, 17th is the city has been experiencing a persistent downpour rain for the past week. The local football team continues to play their scheduled matches despite adverse weather. Okay. Now you have to assume that we are talking about the same city here. Okay. Now, what is the cause? What is the effect? Now, do you think that continue to play is the effect of A? Definitely not. So there is no causal chain between them. I mean, a problem is happening, raining, it's raining hugely, and they're still playing. It's definitely not the effect of the rain, correct? So A and B are out in one go. Now you will look at C, both A and B are independent effects. This is good. Both A and B are effects of the same cause. Now there is no common cause between the rain and continue to play. So C looks as the best option. Let's go for the answer checking. 17th is C. Perfect. You understood, guys, the reasoning here? I hope it's clear. Yes. Very nice. You have dinner. Kamya, this is a live lecture. It will be recorded. It will be recorded and put on YouTube. Okay. So before tomorrow is your snap, I believe. And if tomorrow is your snap, I don't want to keep you here. Just take your dinner and sleep. Before the next attempt, you can watch the complete lecture. Okay. And if you feel confident enough, you can also, if you feel doubtful, right, you can also get back to me, like, on a personal basis. I'm on WhatsApp. Yeah. And Telegram. The Telegram channel of Anastasis. Okay, folks. Let's go for 18th. 18th is implicit assumptions. So for each other, which is the implicit, right? So statement is, in September, the Royal Bank of Mauritius issued an advertisement in all newspapers of Bangalore for the purchase of around 50,000 square feet of office space in the posh Indranagar locality. Please remember, it was an advertisement, right? We do not know whether the deal actually happened or not. Okay? Assumption 1. Indranagar is already home to other corporates. Wow. I mean, would they assume that it is like a corporate deal? I mean, how do I know this? I can't say one is very good. 50,000 square feet of office space is available in the Indranagar locality. Now, if it is available, then only you will advertise. Correct? And are they going for office space only? Yes, verified. So, second looks like a very good assumption. Let's look at option question 18th. 18th is C. Hmm. So C means what exactly? Oh, there is a code there to follow. If neither assumption, so C means neither is correct. Okay. Now, why is it C? Because assumption 2 looks like it's a good assumption. Correct. 50,000 square feet of office space is actually available in the Indranagar locality. Now, when you put an advertisement in all the newspapers for the purchase of around 50,000 square feet of office space, then are you assuming that it is available? No, when you put an advertisement, you put an advertisement of intent. Yeah, looks good. Okay. So you are just putting an advertisement saying that I intend to purchase it. But that does not really mean that does not ensure that the space is actually available. Right? So hope it's clear why C is correct. Let's go for the next one. Select a word from the given choices that will express the same relation as between the words in the question stem. Chaos to concord. Concordant is coordination, right? Chaos is randomness. Obscure to what? Now, chaos and concord is antonyms, opposite. Obscure to clear. Simple. Nothing, no. Yeah, perfect. Kamya. Very good. Read the statements and decide if consequence. A co-founder of publicly listed company resigned from his position after 6 years with the organization. A co-founder of the publicly listed company resigned from his position after 6 years with the organization. Statement 2. 5 initiatives taken by the co-founder during the previous year brought in good revenues. Okay. But why did he resign in that case? Right? 2 other ideas did not achieve profits as expected, and one led to some losses. Now, publicly listed company, why would you resign because of, you know, do you think that only if one or two of the things don't really work out, a resignation is in place, right? But you cannot also say that one and two are not related at all, correct? So I feel D is the best option here. What do you think? Kamya goes for C in this one. Okay, let's see. 20th is C. Kamya, brilliant, brilliant. So why is C the right answer according to you? Why are they not related? Okay, yeah, resignation. I mean, a publicly listed company, I'm resigning from it. And if I'm resigning from it, the ideas that worked or did not work might not be related, might be related. This is dicey for me, I feel. Okay, this is pretty dicey, this question. Let's move on. 21st. Given below are two or more statements followed by two conclusions. Select the conclusions that follow from both the given statements. We have syllogisms at our hands. Let's quickly see. All teenagers are stout. So stout inside teenagers. Stout inside teenagers. All teenagers are brave. Now we have brave outer circle. Correct? All brave are stout. Now this is one scenario that can happen. I have not drawn all the diagrams. This is possible. But is it definite? No. So conclusion one is out. Some brave are teenagers. That always has to be the case. But we are taking a very big assumption here. This is the difference. In Snap, you will take this as valid, by the way. You will take this as valid. But in Aristotelian and modern syllogisms, this is invalid because it breaks one of the rules. For now, you take it as valid. I will go for valid only. Okay. Let's see. B option or not. 21st. We have. Oh, this has taken existential assumption. So delta is the answer here. Neither one nor two. Let me quickly explain to you why second is not correct. Okay. I hope you have attended your syllogisms class. If you have, yes, Kamya, brilliant thought there. I just thought that 5 initiatives that brought profit way down the ones that did. See, I kind of agree with you, but I feel that, it's very hard to relate the two. If you work at a corporate environment, the things that you work on might succeed, might not succeed, right? But because of that, would you resign? I mean, the situation is too technical and too probable here, right? So I would say that you thought right, and it was logical. Why? Because you cannot do deep thinking in Snap. Okay, the paper is designed so that if you deep think, if you deeply analyze, you will be wrong. Okay, all right. So now, if I talk about this particular question, let's quickly explain to you a very critical thing in syllogisms, guys. In order to explain this properly, I would need some input from you. Okay, if I say all boys are humans, okay, all boys are humans, does it necessarily follow that some humans are boys? You will have to say yes or no. Okay, if I say all boys are humans, does it necessarily follow that some humans are boys? Okay, what about if I say all um, men are happy? Okay, all the feminazis here, please excuse. Okay, just an example. All men are happy. Come here, I'm coming to that. That's the point here. That's why we are doing this. If I say all men are happy, can you say some happy are men here? Does it feel logical to you if I say all men are happy? No. So the point is syllogisms mimics real world. Remember, it's not different from the real world. Okay, syllogisms has to follow the world, proper practical applications. Okay, many people say, oh, theory of syllogisms, therefore it's wrong, right? Oh, because theory of syllogisms has to, Aristotle designed it from real world applications, for real world applications, right? So if you say all men are happy, you cannot say some happy are men, because it does not, it's not logical. This is called existential fallacy. Please remember this. What you are doing is, in saying that some happy are men, you are assuming that at least one happy exists and happy can be quantified. Okay, so you are assuming existence of happy, that happy exists. You cannot do that. So if you say all brave are stout, you can say brave exists. Why? Because you have the word all here. If there is an all, there is a quantity of brave, right? 1 2 3 brave, so brave exists. Stout you cannot say. But then in the next one, sorry, stout, but let's look at the question. All teenagers, so you have to say teenagers exists in numbers, but you cannot say stout exists from here, right? Then all teenagers are brave, right? So inside teenagers there will be brave. I made the Venn diagram a bit wrong. I'm very sorry about that. Now I see it. Uh, this question does not have existential fallacy in it. I went off. It was a bit far-fetched explanation. This is a very pretty simple question. All teenagers are stout, okay, and all teenagers are brave. So all of the teenagers are brave. So brave will be something over here, right? Now, can you say all brave are stout? Yes, you can say, but brave can also extend outside stout, right? So you cannot say that. It is a possibility, but not definite. Some brave are teenagers. That is always the case. So therefore, was the answer neither, or was the answer this? Just a moment. 21st is B. Only 2 is correct. Perfect. I hope it's pretty clear, right? This question. But existential, yeah, if brave are being characterized as stout, doesn't stout exist automatically? That's a good question. If brave are being categorized as stout, no. See, I gave you the example, na? Remember this. All men are humans. Some humans are men because men, it's logical, correct? But if I say all men are happy, can you say some happy are men? Because happy doesn't exist. Happy can be a quality, abstract. The second quantity's existence cannot be assumed right away like that. Okay, you have to initialize it somehow. Kame, is it correct? I mean, is it understood? Good enough. Yes, no, maybe. It's a very important thing. That's why I'm like waiting here. So you cannot assume that the second quantity exists like that suddenly, unless initialized properly. So if you say all men are happy, and then you say some happy are something, now it's initialized with the two statements, right? That's the catch. But if you say one statement, all men are happy, from there some happy are men, doesn't make sense. Okay, actually, in order to understand it, it's better that instead of this happy example, you understand the concept of empty sets. Phi. Okay, now empty set is a set which has zero elements, right? It has zero elements. Now, if let's say I say all men are phi. Okay, phi is an empty set, remember. It is just nothing, pure emptiness. All men are phi. Now, can you say from here some phi are men? Because some phi doesn't exist. Phi to doesn't exist, na? Matlab emptiness cannot exist, right? So the point is that you cannot assume existence unless all or some have been given to you. I hope it's clear. We'll do, but this question did not have such things. Okay, we'll come to such scenarios, maybe not in Snap doesn't test you on this. Why are we discussing it? Okay, Snap doesn't test you on existential fallacies, by the way. Okay, let's go for the next one. Now if I talk about this, statement 1 says there has been a huge demand for LED bulbs from rural and urban areas. LED bulbs demand is so high that the supply is unable to match it. Statement 2. There has been no major increased demand for incandescent bulbs, despite being 75% cheaper. Which of the following could be an appropriate response for bulb making company? So bulb making is the one which is not doing well. Okay, ALM that manufactures both LED bulbs and incandescent bulbs. No bulb. This ALM. What could be a response for bulb making company ALM? So how should ALM respond? Okay, that does both of these two things. Option A, ALM should stop the production of incandescent bulbs. Now there has been no major increased demand. Does that mean zero demand? No, that might mean that the demand is not increasing, but it is stagnant at a place, right? So stopping it is not a very profitable solution. There might be some people who prefer incandescent bulbs, right? And you are losing those customers. ALM would offer discounts on incandescent bulbs. Now, was cost a major decision in not going for incandescent bulbs? We do not know. I mean, they are cheaper already than LED bulbs. So, cost is not a definite thing here. ALM should offer one LED bulb free with the purchase of three incandescent bulbs. So, there is a huge demand for LED already. And if you give them this, right? So, this is a very good response. Now, ALM should look at increasing the production of LED bulbs. Now, how will how will that help? LED bulbs are already, yes, it is definitely correct. It is because there is an increased demand, right? But the problem is that supplies are unable to match the demands, and therefore it's a good solution. I will keep it in the loop for now. This is a tricky one. ALM should highlight the fact that incandescent bulbs produce full spectrum light, blah blah, out of scope. The question is between C and D. In order to solve between C and D, you have to highlight what is the problem statement in the first place. The problem statement was that there has been no major increased demand for incandescent bulbs, right? And LED bulbs already have this. And there is another problem statement: LED bulb supplies are not able to match demands. But what is more profit making is the question. You know, I think option 4, delta, is the better answer, right? Option delta. Let's look at the answer here. Question 22 is okay. Question 22 answer is given as B here, which is most definitely okay. 23. In the following question, a situation is given followed by two suggested courses. A course of action is a step, blah 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 course. Okay. Now, the quality of food at the big government run hostel in Chennai has been found to be poor. So there's poor quality food in Chennai hostel. There are complaints that the situation is same across other government hostels in the state. Okay. Course of action 1. The government should constitute an inquiry to look into the complaints. Definitely so, right? But the problem is in the government run hostels. It's like, asking the wolf to guard the sheep. So how would the government inquiry help with the government run hostels, right? The government should instruct the hostel authorities to warn the cooks that they will be sacked if there are further complaints. So this warning might actually work opposite, right? So the main choice is between neither of the course of actions or only one. One is also good, right? I mean, if I discount that theory, that the government angle, there should be an independent inquiry. An independent inquiry would be better, right? In the situation, the quality of food in Chennai has been found to so big government run hostel. Similar. So it's a statewide problem. If it's a statewide problem, the only solution that you can actually apply is to constitute an inquiry, right? So option A looks like a good option here. 23rd, the answer is okay. So A looks, why not? Why didn't I go for neither? Because again, I gave a very far-fetched theory at that point in time, isn't it? Okay, folks. So it looks like my internet connection is a bit unstable. So what I will do is, this will be the end of my session today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Love you. Please go ahead and perform well in the exam. Okay. Kamya, if you are there, any questions that I can help you with? Last ones. just pace yourself well in the exam. Okay, I mean, be do not get stuck. Make sure to finish the exam, finish the English section within the first 10 minutes. Okay, all right, chalo, have a wonderful night ahead. See you.